There are reports this Wednesday that a drone has crashed into an oil refinery in southern Russia. Russian media are reporting that there were no casualties or damage to the facility, although the governor of the Krasnodar region said that a fire had broken out at the site. This follows the downing of several drones in Moscow on Tuesday, which the Kremlin blamed on Ukraine. Ukraine has so far denied any role in the attacks on the Russian capital. We can cross now to our correspondent in Moscow, Daniel Hawkins. So, Daniel, what do we know about this latest incident in southern Russia?
Well, this incident took place in the early hours of this morning in the Krasnodar region of Russia, which isn't directly bordering Ukraine. It's across the Azov Sea and the Kerch Strait. Nevertheless, it's an area that is very much under high security. There's no domestic flights currently allowed from Moscow, from other cities into that region. We understand that the drone came down and targeted the Efipsky oil refinery. The region's governor, Veniamin Kondratiev, has said that a distillation unit caught fire. The fire was very quickly tackled by emergency services. There were no casualties reported in that incident. We also understand, just from news coming in this morning recently, that 4 other drones targeted another oil depot in the region, the Ilskaya oil depot, as well as what's being reported by media, local sources, a mass drone attack in the Bryansk region of Russia, which is directly bordering that conflict zone region. We understand around 10 drones came down in the Klimovsky district. Part of the aircraft, according to local sources, were shot down. The others were intercepted by electronic warfare systems. Now, this, of course, follows that mass drone attack on Moscow just yesterday, in which 8 drones were confirmed as having flown into Moscow and surrounding regions. At least 2 of them hit residential buildings, causing no major damage, no major injuries. However, certainly this was a psychological blow, both to Muscovites, and raised questions over how effective Russian air defenses are, whereby drones avoided these anti-aircraft systems and managed to fly pretty much which was into the very heart of Moscow overnight.
Yeah, and we should stress again that Kyiv is denying any role in the attacks in Moscow. But we are seeing this, Daniel, portrayed by some media as a war of drones. How accurate is that? And do you think we can expect to see more of the same?
Certainly, there's more to come. This is the first major conflict we've seen where drones have been used on such a mass scale, these swarming drone attacks on large cities. It's clear this is a war of attrition. No side has managed to make any major breakthroughs on the ground over the last few months, bar a few gains here and there. The front line hasn't moved, and both sides have suffered major losses. There's contradictory accounts about their size. We have to be careful what we say, but it's clear that resources in terms of manpower aren't unlimited. Tanks, armored fighting vehicles take time, take resources to make, whereas drones, particularly, for example, the Russian Geran drone, the Iranian Shahed drone, cost between $15,000 and $20,000 to make. These drones rather, are being shot down by Ukrainian air defenses, which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. The US Patriot system is highly expensive. Likewise, the Ukrainians are also using their drones to target expensive Russian machinery. So both sides are trying to wear each other down and use cost-effective methods, mass-produced methods, to inflict as much damage as possible, both in terms of men and material, but also draining finances, draining resources, and trying to grind down each other's air defenses. And this, of course, comes on the back of an anticipated Ukrainian counteroffensive. The Ukrainian military is trying to find weak spots in Russia's air defenses. It's trying to target their military infrastructure. Russia, likewise, is trying to inflict as many psychological blows as it can, targeting what it says are decision-making centers in Kyiv, other areas as well. This is very much a tactic that is growing and will continue to expand in scale as this war drags on.